Okay, Andrew Griffiths here. How you doing? Small business author, 14 best-selling books sold in 65 countries around the world. If there was a bookshop on top of Mount Wellington where I am now, they'd be sold there. Now I'm dealing a little bit with the wind and my camera falling over, so let's see how we go on this. Now, what do I want to talk about today? A really important one for me, and I get asked these kind of questions a lot, like what makes a business successful, or how come someone is successful in business and someone else isn't? There's a lot of reasons, right? Of course, having the right product, having the right pricing, knowing your market, knowing your customer. Look, absolutely, all of that stuff is vitally important. There's no doubt about that. But if you're going to ask me about, what are the attributes of a successful small business owner, it's their ability to have really good routines and rituals. This brings people unstuck more than anything else. I see the business owners that I see struggle are the ones that don't have any routines or rituals. They don't have any structure to the way they work. They're responsive. They might be doing this one day, that next day. There's no planning around what it is that they need to do. So there's no incremental improvements. It's just all over the place. Routines and rituals are so critically important for us as business owners, and that can mean something as simple as mapping out what your day looks like, what you've got to get done, the absolutes as opposed to if I've got time. That refocusing, every day, working out whether you've made money today or not. That's a routine. Doing X number of sales calls or sending out emails. Great friend of mine, Keith Abraham, is one of the most successful speakers in Australia. And he says, you make 3 phone calls a day for 90 days and you'll be fully booked as a speaker. Now that takes routine, but the problem is that very few speakers will ever do that. So my question to you is, how good are you at routines and rituals? What's not working in your business simply because you don't have good routines and rituals? When we don't have good routines and rituals, of course, we tend to avoid the things that we don't like doing. We don't do our book work, we don't do our reconciling, we don't do our receipts, we don't do our marketing, we don't do our follow-up. Routines and rituals, I'm not going to tell you what routines and rituals you need to do, but if you know that it's a weakness in your business, then it's something you've got to address. And don't worry, you're not alone, but you need to address it, and you need to address it really, really quickly. It will destroy a business or stop a business from getting off the ground. And as I say, I see so many business owners that their businesses are terrible, and they're the problem. They've got a great idea, they've got a great product, they've got people that want to buy from them, they just can't get organised. They don't have any structure, they haven't built any community because they haven't done any social media, they haven't marketed themselves, they haven't done any of these things that if they just had a decent routine, they'd actually would have built a great business. But a year goes by, 2 years go, and eventually they run out of money. And, again, tell themselves a story that I had a great idea, it didn't work. No, you had a great idea, but you just didn't do what you needed to do to make it work. Routines and rituals. What are the routines and rituals you need to be successful in your business? Okay, I'm very, very big on this in case you didn't get it. All right, folks, thank you for listening to my rant, and I'll talk to you again next week. See ya.